Yeah. Yeah.
Look at me.
Benchmark. They're speaking the facts that you wanna hear. That rapper jersey, the vision is clear. Diamonds glisten like a chandelier. You know what I'm here for, like Marshawn Lynch. At clutch time, we do not flinch. Real brothers, we do not switch. Hit home runs with the right pitch. Who run the city? What to do when they hating on you? I feel like Kobe 2010. I ain't taking the L, all I need is a win. Business is business, you know how they go. You playing the seats, now it's time to grow. Tuning now, gotta be in the know. Showtime, bitch, my about to blow.
I ain't seen from now. Wow, she was really. I was trying to tell you.
Next my podcast. What's up, bro?
You're welcome back to another episode of the Bitch Mob ENT. We have Nathali Simpson, aka Tali, here. Wow, let's go through the intro. Currently an outfielder for UNH. She's a music major. She has just recently been on the Dean's List 2021 and a list of accolades that we'll go through, even playing basketball, dual sport athlete, going back to high school, super talented. How are you doing today? Thank you for hopping on with us.
Yeah, of course. I'm good.
Let's start at the beginning. Why softball? Where did the love for softball start, and where did it start for you playing softball?
I started softball when I was 9, so I started like really early. And I don't know, for some reason, it just was the sport that I chose over every single sport. And I'm talking about I played everything: basketball, soccer, swimming, tennis lessons, went to a camp, learned rugby. Like I played like every single sport possible. And softball, I don't know, my love for it was just an obsession, to be honest. Like it was the only thing that I did. Like people in high school, like you grow up and like, oh, I want to hang out, like I want to go to parties, and I'd be like, sorry, like I got softball tournaments on the weekends, and that's just how it was. So
Yeah, that's crazy, the level of commitment. And shoot, news to me, you did every sport. So
yeah.
how did you even come to that conclusion of choosing like specifically softball when it came down to it? Because I know you played, that's how we met. I know you played basketball in high school, but how did you come out to choosing, you know what, softball is the most important one for me?
Well, so I played basketball in high school, and I didn't like it until my junior year. Until junior and senior year is when I actually started liking basketball. But that was also because that was when I was like, oh, like I'm kind of good. Like if I took this a little bit more serious, like I could be good. And that's why by senior year, I was like, yo, I should have played basketball mad long ago. Like, but I just happened to be better. Not like, I wouldn't say like better, but like softball came a little bit more naturally to me. Like basketball was things that I always had to like learn and work on. But softball, it was like, I already knew how things went. So like if you were teaching me or someone was coaching me, it was like just to perfect something kind of, you know, or like repetition. Basketball, it was like, nah, like I had no left hand, so I got to work on that. Or like, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know, it just felt more natural with softball.
Yeah, for our viewers, she was that in basketball, for real. And for you to say that it just like you just started to like it like junior, senior year, I saw the talent there. So shoot, imagine if you started earlier.
Yeah.
It would have been crazy. Decorated high school career. So, you know, you're a sectional champion in basketball, 3-time national champ in softball. You broke the school record for most hits. How did you go about choosing UNH for your school?
So it was a very stressful time because I didn't know. See, also with softball, it's like they recruit really early. So I thought I had so much time. I'm like, I'm just in high school. Like, you know what? Like I'm chilling, whatever. But in softball, like they dead recruit like while you're a freshman or like you're a sophomore. Like they have kids like committed already. And I didn't know that. Like I was super late to it. And I never really did like the whole research of like actually wanting to go to school to play a sport. Like I just kind of was just playing, and I was like, I'm just good at it. But like if a school like comes at me, I'll take the offer or whatever. So I ended up going through the recruiting process really late, and a lot of schools did like offer me stuff, but with my major, which is music and sound recording, it was super hard to like be like, can I get the best of both worlds? So like schools that recruited me didn't have my major, or like other schools that did have my major that I wanted to go to weren't recruiting me. So it was just like vice versa of like, there's a lot going on. And then UNH, actually, I walked on my freshman year. I wasn't even supposed to play softball, to be honest. I committed, and the school had a camp like the weekend before, like the first day, like move-in day. So literally on Saturday, I met the coach for the first time, went to the clinic, was like, hey, like I actually come to school on Tuesday. Do you take walk-ons? And so we went through the whole thing. She was like, yeah, we take walk-ons, like give me your information. But by like Monday, she emailed me back and was like, you're on the team. Luckily, it just happened to work out that way, because if she was like, no, we don't, then I just wouldn't have played softball. I just would have been at school for music.
Wow, that's dope. Within that process, any other school outside of UNH? Like, was there any other school where it was like, yo, I was about to go here, but UNH. And so, was there any other possible schools?
Yeah, and I say this because like there were a lot of schools that gave me like money offers, and you know, like when you're growing up, you're like, oh, like I want to be on like scholarship, I want it to be a full ride, stuff, just because like it looks good and like it feels good, and like especially with your family. But my parents were super like, listen, like don't stress about it, like we already saved up, like we know like our kids gotta go to college, so like if the first year or whatever the case may be, like we'll figure it out, and you just go to school for whatever it is that you want to go to school for. So they took the pressure off a little bit with that, because if it was like a super like, no, like they're giving you the most money, I probably would have went to like Franklin Pierce or like St. Peter's, like it, because they were giving me like a good amount of money. But that wasn't the case. So luckily in my situation, my parents were like, just go somewhere where school first and then softball second.
That's dope to have parents do that. A lot of parents don't have that mind of
Yeah.
and whatnot. So your child can go to whatever school they want, whatever major that they choose. So you end up on UNH. You've been having success on UNH. How is it being a college athlete? Like, how is it playing on that level?
Yeah. I would say like, I mean, it's been different the past, year or two, just COVID. So like, I'll say my first 2 years, it was definitely like a lot more time consuming than I thought, but you also have a lot more time. So like it's a D2 school. So it's not like D1 where it's like 6 a.m. practice, this, that, get on a bus or get on a plane, travel. But your schedule is still like, I'll leave my dorm. Well, freshman year I had like 8 a.m. classes and stuff. So like I'll leave my dorm at 8 and I don't come back home until like 6:30. And then I have to do homework, shower, eat, stuff like that. So it was just like, you just have to get used to it, but it was like, the schedule never like changed. So it's like, you knew what you were doing throughout the week. So it was just kind of like, just preparing yourself for like, listen, like, I know I got practice later. If I have an assignment due, just get it done before this, that, or if like we're traveling. But yeah, I had to learn to not procrastinate at all. Otherwise you'll fall behind.
Yeah, once you get to college time, man, such a huge factor in success for how you do. And I think that's kind of where it starts, because after college too, I'm pretty sure your parents, your older brother, older sister tell you like, yo, time management in life is major key for success. With the college schedule, with being an athlete, you know, what was your motivation? What was your inspiration for being excellent in the classroom? Because we can go, like I said, Dean's List 2021, you all top student athletes going back to high school, middle school, you've always excelled in the classroom. Where did that drive come from?
I would say my parents, like they weren't super like strict or anything, but it was just the fact of like, and then I put it on myself where like school comes first, because like softball is not a sport where I could take it really past college. So it was like I always had to just be like, well, I'm a student first and then athlete second. And that's always just kind of been my mindset. Because say I play basketball or like tennis, let's say tennis, because that's probably one of the sports that you could actually like make a living off of. Yeah, like if it was something like that and it was like I had plans for afterwards, it would be a little bit easier to just be like, not like say like lay off school, but it would just be like there I have like other kind of like priorities, or not priorities, but like there's a plan after college. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't have to use my degree, or like maybe I choose a different degree so that I could focus more on college. Like I know some people do that. But with that, it was always like there's not really a life after you play collegiate softball in college. Like you can go pro, but you can't really like make a living off that unless you're like the best athlete and you're getting sponsorship and stuff. But yeah, so I was just like, I got to make sure my school stuff is right.
So you're a music and sound recording major. How'd you about choosing this major? Like, where'd you find it? What was your inspiration and the thought process in choosing this major?
So I've always like listened to music. I've always danced. I've always played an instrument. So I knew that if I wanted to do something like as a career, it had to be something like that, like entertaining, because I'm not a person that like could just sit down and like be at a computer and like just like do like busy work. Like I'm just not someone that can do that. Like I'm super like creative, because my mom, she's a fashion designer, so she's drawing. Like it's just my head just can't be like super like, you know what I'm saying? So with music, it was like a easy route for like, that's just what I wanted to do, like singing, dancing, writing music. It was just something that I had a passion for. And if it wasn't that, it would have been math, to be honest. I don't know how. I just happen to understand math. I couldn't tell you how. It came naturally to me. So if music didn't work out, maybe I'll be a math teacher. But
what do you plan to do with the major?
So as I've learned that there's a lot of things to do in the music industry. So when I actually chose the major, I thought I wanted to be like a producer, like a mix engineer kind of thing. And I realized that is not what I want to do. I give props to all those people because they really sit there for hours doing all that. And it's just so tedious. And it's like, nah, I can't do it. But it is like, it's fascinating to me, but I'm just not one of those people that are like, oh, I could sit there for hours and like do that. You know what I'm saying? So I have looked more into like the artist side of like wanting to actually like just be the artist who music, record stuff, and see if people like it. Cause I like entertaining people. So when it comes to music, that was probably something that like I just want to do. Like I like being on stage performing in front of people. Like I like the way that like people interact with me when I post dance videos and stuff like that. So I'm gonna start on that side. And if that doesn't work, it will definitely be like more business side of things.
Gotcha. So I've seen some of the dances. I saw clips that you were dropping EP. I was just with Jewel the other day. She was like, yeah, Holly got music out. What has been the most recent music that you dropped, and like where can people find the music that you're creating?
So honestly, I haven't even dropped anything yet. I put out like snippets of stuff just to see if like people actually like it, you know what I'm saying? Like gotta create some type of audience or like see what people are listening to right now. But I haven't actually dropped any music yet, solely off the fact of my schedule is crazy. Like I thought I would have time this summer to really like just be in the studio and make more music and then drop it before I came back to school. But then I was working. So then I was like, you know what? Maybe I just gotta get through this. And then, you know, I have more time to like just really like put my all into it. Cause I don't want to half-ass it. Cause my friend here actually was the first one to actually record me do a song, was freshman year. And then after that, it was like freshman, sophomore year. So I would like have practice. I have class, I have practice. And after practice, I'm like, yo, like come over, like he'll hook all this stuff up, we'll record stuff. And then now it's like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. I got class practice and all that all over again the next day. And so I was doing that for like 2-3 weeks, maybe like a month. And I'm like, bro, I'm bugging because now my sleep schedule is completely messed up. And it's just, like I love music and I want to put my all into it. Like I don't want to just be like driving myself absolutely insane.
Now, have you tried to figure out what type of sound you want your music to be? Is it going to be rap, R&B? Is it going to be melodic? Like, have you tried to figure that aspect out?
Yeah, that was also another thing of me trying to like perfect and really sound how I want people to hear me sound. But yeah, most times people say I'm like a PNB rock, so it's like super melodic. Like I don't do like hard rap. I sound weird when I do that, so I can't do it like that. But and I also wish I could really sing, and I can't. So a melodic rap is just the middle ground for that.
At least you know it's a lot of people that can't sing that are trying to sing. So I'm
Yes.
sure
I'm not gonna play myself.
I'm sure you know of those artists that do that, and it's just like, bruh, stop, don't.
Oh, let it go.
And you know, it's nobody in their circle that's telling them, bruh.
I
Stop.
know. And that's what I'd be saying. Like, that's my fake. Because you went in the studio, recorded it, and they were like, yeah, that sounds good.
Exactly. So you're an NCAA athlete.
Hmm.
They finally passed the law for athletes to make money off of their name, image, and likeness. What were your thoughts when that happened, being that you're still in college, you're an athlete, a sophomore athlete? What was your initial reactions to that? And have you been able to take advantage of the name, image, and likeness law passing?
Honestly, I was excited for like higher profile people, like a lot of D1 people that really have been trying to, either just starting their brand or just get their name out there, because sometimes they'll be like a high D1 athlete and they don't really like do anything after college. Like even if they make it to the league, it's like minimum or whatever. So I felt happy for them, but then I realized that I was like, well, that's me too, like low key, like, you know what I'm saying? So I like tried to like see if there was any like, like sponsorships and stuff like that. Like Barstool started doing stuff. I'm considered a Barstool athlete, but I'm not sure it went all the way through yet. They're just put it in your bio and I filled out like a form and stuff. But and then some people like brands for like merch and stuff have like reached out to me and be like, oh, like can you wear this and like post it and stuff like that. But other than that, I haven't really like done much about it just because I'm like, I've been living this way. So it's like, it's whatever. It'd be different if I was like a D1 athlete and I really had like my name out there for real. It'd be different. But right now but if any sponsorships want to, you make it happen.
Now, I saw that in your bio and I wanted to ask about it, alluded to a little bit. What is it being a Barstool athlete? What was the process with that? You said it's still going, paperwork is still going, but what was that? What does that mean for you and in your bio, being a Barstool athlete?
So when they first did it, it was right after like all of that passed for athletes. And honestly, I think they just wanted to get like certain names out there. And then also they would send merch. This is what they said, like they'll send merch. You just like wear it around and basically just make their brand a little bit bigger along with your name tied to it. But they started with D1 athletes. So once they got around, and then there was like a lot of athletes. So I guess they started going around to D2, but honestly, it was like a link in their bio. I clicked it. You filled out a form and it was super like how many Instagram followers you have. Like it was super like how high of a kind of status you are type of thing. And then, but it took a while to get that email too. So like I filled out a little form that just had my email and like my name and stuff. And then maybe like 3-4 months later, they sent another thing. Okay. And it was like, okay, like full name, where you're from, Instagram, how many followers you have. And then it was like TikTok, how many followers you have, Twitter, how many followers you have. And then it was like, and then send a screenshot of like you putting Barstool on all those social media things, like you're a Barstool athlete. And then they said they'll email you again, or I don't know, for something more official, I guess. But that was pretty much it. And that was the last like kind of like step that I was with them. So if I could get more detail about what it actually is going to do for athletes, I would tell you. But as of right now, I feel like Barstool just wanted to put their name along with some of the higher athletes, to be honest.
One piece of advice you give to a student athlete.
Oh man. What would I tell myself freshman year? Oh, to not be scared. Honestly, so if I was talking to a freshman athlete, I would say to not be scared. Like, don't wait for anyone or like your coach to like tell you how you're supposed to feel or like how you're supposed to play or something like that. If you're super passionate about something and you feel that like you're putting the work in and like you're better than, or not better than, but like you feel that you would help the team out better in a certain spot or a certain position, speak up. Like, don't just say, oh, I'm a freshman, so I'll just let it go. Like, I feel like a lot of coaches don't understand that when it comes to players and like their mentality, like it shouldn't matter if they're a freshman, a senior, junior, whatever. Like, you should have your best 10, 9 people or whatever on the field at all times. And so a lot of mentalities is like, oh, I'm a freshman, I'm not even gonna play this year. And that kind of hurts your drive. Like, after my freshman year, I didn't play much, but I subbed in to like run and base run and stuff like that. But after my freshman year, I really had to do a mental check on like, I don't know if I want to do this. And like, I love softball. And it was like, do I want to transfer and go somewhere else? Or is it like, I'm just a freshman, like I'll play next year? Like, there was a lot going on being at a new school away from my parents. It was just like, it was a huge thing where I had to just be like, well, I know personally for next time, like there's nothing wrong with talking to your coach, and they have to respect that too. Like, I know some coaches are gonna be like, oh, like it's what I'm supposed to, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have a certain like limit of like how you can talk or whatever, but they need to understand like you're people, like you're a person. And like, if that's how you feel, like you should be able to speak up about whatever the issue may be. So that's what I would tell myself freshman year, to be a little bit more vocal and comfortable and just understand that it's a conversation. It's not really an argument or anything. You just you got to let people know how you feel.
Yeah, it's very important to use your voice, very important to, like you said, communicate. Hopefully your coach hears you out. If they didn't, I'm pretty sure you had the same mindset. If your coach didn't hear you out, coach doesn't understand, at least you have peace knowing, hey, I tried.
Right.
I tried it.
Right.
So that's very important. Transition to with the quickness segment.
All right.
We ask some rapid fires, this or that. Start off with an easy one. What's your go-to meal?
Go-to meal. Like as I'm cooking or like I'm just like out?
What's the one thing you definitely gotta have every single time?
Honestly, I eat a lot of pierogies.
Pierogies, okay.
Yeah.
Jersey or New Hampshire?
Jersey.
I had to ask. I visited Jewel when she was at UNH, and I'm like, it's all right up here.
Yeah, nah. Connecticut's cool, but like, Jersey's got it. Jersey's got my heart.
Yeah, visiting. Nah, Jersey all day for sure. Favorite store to shop at?
Where I get my clothes from? Let me think. Honestly, probably a lot of H&M, Zoomies. So I just get my like little stuff. Because other times I get it off of like the internet, from like random low-key website.
H&M is where it's at. Zoomies, I rock with Zoomies too. So
I was gonna say Nike, but like I don't shop on Nike like in the actual store because they never have the shoes that I want. So
yeah, it's always better online anyway. Right. It's always better like that. Your top 3 musical artists you listen to?
Oh, top 3. So Drake, that's number 1. Dirk, and I listen to a lot of Trippie Redd. So
speaking of Drake, then give me your favorite Drake album.
Oh, I mean, that's easy because it's a classic, which is Take Care.
Take Care.
But yeah, that one's a classic. And then my second favorite is probably Views. It's probably Views.
The last, most recent album. What was your takes on it?
I love it. I'm not gonna lie. I love it. But I feel like he promoted it differently for how it was supposed to actually be. So like he made it seem like, even with like the cover art, he made it seem like it was gonna be super like take care, like in your bag, like da 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 da. But it really wasn't. Like there's some songs, like there was like 2 or 3, but like it wasn't super like sad boy. And that's what I was ready for. Like I was preparing myself for that. So, but it's still fire.
Yeah, he promoted it, I think, that way to give you Take Care vibes, but you kind of
Right.
had low key with the whole Kanye and everything going back and forth. It was going to be a little different because of that whole situation.
Right.
Softball, right?
Hmm.
What is the most challenging aspect of the sport?
Mentally, it's super mental, and it's a team sport, but you're by yourself for a lot of it. So it's like when you're in the box, it's just you in the picture, to be honest, and you're psyching yourself out, talking about she's gonna throw it outside, she throws it inside. Oh, that messes up your whole thing, and it goes by so fast, and you're just looking at your coach like, all right, I got swung on the next one, and then it's a pitch you don't like, and then the umpire calls a strike. Mental, super mental. And then even when you're in the field, like when I play second, I wasn't really used to playing second because I never played it that much until I came to college. But yeah, when the ball hits you, it's just you and everyone looking at you and the ball getting hit to you. So if you fumble it, you mess it up, like it's not as clean, and then you got to throw it to first base, say you overthrow it or something like that. It's really just all you. So, and then your teammates are there to like pick you up, but it's a super mental game. So you got to get super used to that.
2 more before we get you out of here. And again, we appreciate you for hopping on, taking time out of your busy schedule. Give me your top 3 favorite athletes.
Top 3 favorite athletes. Ooh, this is hard. I'm not gonna lie, I got Curry on right now, so I'll say Curry. Dang. See, you put me on a spot with this one. Cause I don't ever think about this, because I've never had like my favorite athlete. Just cause like even with softball, like I never really like looked up like I've never looked up to softball players kind of like that really. And I don't watch baseball either. So but I do watch a lot of basketball, football. All right, so I'll say who I like watching play. So I'll say KD. And then, okay, LeBron, he on the fence, but then Kyrie, because of course. But yeah, those would be top 3, 4.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Do you think, complete sidebar because you brought him up, do you think Kyrie will play this season?
I don't know, because he seems pretty sturdy on his point of view, which is fine. But I feel like, man, if you don't just, come on, like you want a ring or not, let's go. Like,
I was gonna say
everything was going so well. Like you got everybody that you need, and it's like now this.
How would you feel as a teammate if you have a chance to win a champion? Everybody's predicting y'all to win like 70, 72 games, and you have a teammate who decides to make this stand of not getting the vaccine and can't now play on the team. How would you feel as a teammate? How would you approach that?
I mean, I would respect it because it has something to do with them personally. Like it was nothing like personal to like us and like how we are as a team or people or whatever. But at the same time, it's like, bro, like just come on, bro. Like sometimes you gotta cave. Like sometimes you really do gotta cave. And I feel like he really can, but it's his opinion, it's his choice. So like, but that just means KD, he already knows. KD gotta put it on his back and get it going.
Last one. 5 people dead or alive you'd like to create music with.
Oh, Michael Jackson, for sure. That's number one. Michael, Drake, Brent. I would. Kaylani. And Maxwell.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Maxwell. Nobody know about Maxwell. So we got Drake, Mike Jack, the GOAT. You got Maxwell, Kalani, and last one was
Brent. Baez.
Brent.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a nice studio session right there.
Yeah.
That's a nice. You get them on an EP. That's
Yeah.
trying to do the melodic one. Yeah, that right there is gonna be nice. But y'all know the vibes. If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. Bench Mob, ENT. We appreciate you for hopping on. This will be on all streaming platforms. It will be on YouTube. Make sure y'all like it, share, subscribe. Peace.
Thank you. I appreciate it.